Sixth period. Special homeroom.
All right, I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
"127th Military Academy Festival. Conference room.
The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do. Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes. Does that sound right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display. I mean, come on, no one ever said, "Boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display."
Well, either way, I'd like to start by soliciting some ideas from all of you. We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
Chocolate fountain.
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
Potentially, yes.
I know. It's just...
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies, but I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum, especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Makes sense to me.
We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival. So, as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but... What's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Wait, seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
Huh, that sounds fun. In that case, we have to do something. We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that this time victory will be all ours. What?
It must have been Ferris. That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not see the House of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory.
Charms.
But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
It kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Instructor Sarah?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago. So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood, because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field studies.
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though they're always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, we'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Still, it feels like our field studies are a big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but oh well.
We should be grateful to His Highness and the directors.
That's good news.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them if you want.
Oh,
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
There he is. There he is. Look at his face. He's so not happy with Olivert, is he? Mother! Dad! Mango. Haven't had the chance to talk with you since the summer festival. Sounds like you were quite the heroes at the fortress. Come on, don't tease us. I'll be the first to admit that we acted rashly. But in the end, I have no regrets. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see you again. Likewise. May feels so far behind us now. You have questions, no? It's written all over your face. I do. You were in Legram, weren't you? To meet Duke Cayenne Pepper. Correct. I was hoping to have time to greet you and your classmates too. But I imagine you would rather he not take too close an interest in you. You imagine right. Still, I'm concerned. What is the House of Erebonia playing at? And not just us, what are the four great houses and the rest of the noble faction trying to accomplish? You ask like there's a simple answer. The four great houses aren't as united in opinion as you might think. Even within individual families, there can be disagreements. You know that I differ with Father on several issues. But rather than worrying about other positions, I suggest giving some thought to your own as a member of the family. I'm surprised you actually managed to make it here. I was expecting a business negotiation to crop up just in the nick of time like it always does. Time is something you make, not something you find. All the more so if you're in a position of responsibility. Blah. Lady Elisa is quite the multitasker herself. You should see her. She has no trouble balancing her time between her studies, training, club activities, and hobbies. Of course she doesn't. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't able to manage at least that much. You need to start using your time more creatively, Elisa, instead of simply doing what's required of you. Ugh. I saw the railway guns at the fortress, you know, and I saw what those Axons are capable of. And I can understand why Grandfather regrets ever making them. Do you honestly feel things like that are necessary? Are you really okay with that? I think the fact that you've seen enough to ask me that now means that deep down you've realized that they're both necessities of the era we live in. Well, the opinions of others are only that. Stop relying on them so much. Observe for yourself and draw your own conclusions. That's what someone who was truly independent would do anyway.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon. Without your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbow.
Don't mention it. We're
just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did, but I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's President got going. though the mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence?
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvard refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually happening is incredibly low.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly like they can just cut themselves off from the world.
Still, they're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it. So there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
Well, neither of them want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell. Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that lying down.
Milliam.
I swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. Well, I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Eric Getlam in action, though.
Oh, sure thing. Come on, Lamp!
Whoa there. Cool your jets.
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Eric Getlam. Just a hunch.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
That could have gotten messy.
Honestly, it would save us all a lot of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me?
Mueller Vander.
I'm Mueller Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well. Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style. I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago. Well, you all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
See? What did I tell you? And it's not just Class VII either. The whole academy seems so full of life. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
If you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Heimdall. If you kept up a good sprint, I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Cruelty. Thy name is Mueller.
It's like their hearts practically beat in sync.
That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
Quite a significant amount of time. They're quite good friends, really.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell. I hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
Name of the game, everyone. Cogs of the game, everyone. It's a new day, much later, everyone. That's a lot of everyone. 3 days had passed since the board of directors handed down their decision, everyone. With the assurance that our field studies would continue, we finally turned our attention to next month's festival. However, losing those couple of days at the end of the month meant we had that much less time to prepare. And no matter how much we brainstormed, we couldn't think of any real compelling ideas our small class could pull off. Eventually... Geez, I can't believe we burned through another week already. But hey, at least it's the perfect weather for a weekend out on the town. Hope you'll enjoy your free day tomorrow. Especially since you've got another practical exam coming up next Wednesday. You couldn't just send us off with a, "Have a good weekend," could you? It just wouldn't be Instructor Sarah if she didn't throw in a little dash of torment. And then we have this month's field study coming up at the end of next week, right? Yep, just like we'd been planning. We might have made a few changes to the original itinerary, but nothing major. I'll tell you all about where you're headed after the practical exam. So until then, keep on guessing. Yeah, you don't need to make it into some sort of dramatic revelation. She always does, though. Oh, I can't wait to find out where we're going this time. Oh, and by the way, you guys really need to figure out what you're going to do for the festival next month. First years have to participate, so if you can't think of anything, you'll be showing your field study reports instead. What? That certainly wouldn't be my first choice, or even my fifth. Anyway, that's a wrap for homeroom. If you'll do the honors, Miss Class President. Yes, Instructor. Stand. Bow. Well, I'm sure she was just joking about putting our field study reports on display. I hope. By the way, we need to figure out what we're doing by the start of next week. That sounds wise, especially considering we have our practical exam on Wednesday and our field study next week. That's how things stand. We should make it our goal to at least have some solid ideas by the end of tomorrow. We also need to check out what the other classes are planning. If we end up doing something that was already being done, we'd seem totally redundant. Yeah, we should split up and start gathering some info. But remember, we need to find something that'll work with the number of people we've got. Yeah, all the other classes have more than double the manpower we do. Easily. And they all seem to have some pretty grandiose aspirations at that. If greatness were reliant on numbers, museums would be full of artwork produced by committee. There must be some course of action that can turn our lesser numbers to our advantage. Yeah, the question is, what? If we had an easy answer, we wouldn't be spending all this time worrying over it. Getting kind of pumped up? A little inter-class competition never hurt anyone, in fact. Might spice things up a bit. Oh? There we go, we're back to our normal little uniformy type of thing here that we have when it's the more winter seasons. So let's see what we've got around. I expected something to be going on at this point, but no, time for some rounds. I'm more interested in the food stalls than anything else this festival has to offer. It's so much fun to go around trying all of the food on offer. My mouth is already watering. What sort of food do you think they're gonna have at the festival? My mouth is already watering. And coming up with a good idea for us to do for the festival is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. Honestly, I'm starting to think that some kind of display wouldn't be that bad, at least in principle. It wouldn't, but there's the go-to idea for so many of the culture-related clubs. That, and I think that beyond the visitors enjoying it, we should do something we'd enjoy putting together too. True enough. A display-type exhibit would always work in a pinch, but it wouldn't be something we'd get excited about. Agreed. Now that you say that, I'm wondering what we could do that we would enjoy working on. We never had customs like this in Nord, so it might take a while for me to come up with any useful ideas. Well, it might be like thinking outside the box. That might be a good idea, actually. I just came up with a good idea. Oh? Let's hear it. A shooting gallery using real bullets. Only problem is that you'd put a hole in your prize. Oh, that's the only problem? Yeah, that would never fly on Academy grounds. Dang. Well, I'm out of ideas. Coming up with these is annoying. Maybe think a little less dangerous for you next one, okay? Guns! It took a while, but my arm's finally all healed up. Finally played the violin again, pain-free. It's been so long that I forgot how relaxed I feel while playing it. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Had that been a dislocation, it would take a lot longer to heal than a break. Trust me. Being away from my violin so long made me forget just how relaxing it is to play. Now I can finally get back to it and make up for lost time. Seems like most clubs already have their plans for the festival sorted out. What if we're the only ones who haven't decided on anything yet? We really need to hurry and figure out what we're gonna do. You know something I'm figuring? It's like let's see here. Equipment. That's the summer uniform. That's your normal uniform for Reen. And that's the one I like. I like the one Elliot's got on. Because I like that. It's like, it matches like the style I've got here. I think it's because I like this with the different coloured arms. I'd want that one that he's wearing for Reen, but we don't have it. And it's like, ah. To tell you the truth, I'd actually like to do another performance sometime. Hopefully we'll get the chance someday. Nah. My class has the coolest idea for the festival. But they're all so mean. You break everything you touch, they said. For the love of videos, please just sit still, they said. I mean, come on. Can you believe that? Sure, I'm a tad accident-prone, but they're completely ignoring how helpful I am. Well, fine, I'm busy with something else right now anyway. I'll let them do their own thing. Busy with something else. Is it bad that I'm morbidly curious? Yeah. Oh dear. I saw Alan heading toward the fencing club earlier. He's had this look of determination lately. It's as if he's trying to do whatever it takes to change himself and get stronger. Can't just sit around twiddling my thumbs while Alan's working so hard on his fencing. I'll put so much effort into playing piano that my performances will send tears of joy streaming down his face. Million, you might want to try being a little more, gentle? Putting too much strength into it will ruin the whole thing. I gotcha, I know what I'm doing. I have a sinking feeling that she doesn't. I have no issue with Milliam taking an interest in cooking. What does concern me, however, is that she seems to completely ignore all of my advice. Adio, save us. I had all but given up on the idea that anyone new would join our club, but then came along Milliam. She's every bit as creative with her cooking as Margarita, too. Oh, crap. I really couldn't be happier. Our new cook has really added some spice to the cooking club's broth. If this keeps up, we might even be able to do something special for the festival. Oh, no. When did you end up joining the cooking club, Milliam? Not that long ago. I figured I'd get to eat all kinds of tasty stuff here. Just remember that it's the cooking club, not the eating club. Don't worry, I'm making stuff too. Made the stove blow up the other day. Oh no. Oh boy. Cooking's actually pretty fun. I can even let Lammy help with pounding and flattening ingredients. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Please don't do that. It's that sense of like, that's a good idea, don't do it. The festival. I couldn't care less. Thank you! It all just sounds like a ton of work. Where will you find me during the festival? Right here, working like I always do. One day I'll finish this sculpture of a horse. I'm free to spend the day however I want. Participation is optional for second years anyway. I'm rather looking forward to what Class 7 does for the festival. You all come from a wealth of different backgrounds, each with your own unique experiences. In that regard, I'd like to see something that only such a gathering of individuals could do. We really need to pull off something great now that we're facing these kinds of expectations. Yeah, basically don't do anything that's done like in previous years, especially not something that'd be done like last year, you know. Class 7 received high praise during the Board of Directors meeting too. Hope to see something that only a gathering of individuals like yourselves could do. Crap. Yes, if possible, I would like to guide some children from town through the festival. My Rosine, you're certainly jumping into the sister lifestyle with both feet, aren't you? Well, I see no issue with that, so go round up those kids and bring them along. What a relief. Thank you so much, Instructor. Not at all. Not at all. Keep up the good work at the church. I plan on nominating myself to take the children around this year's festival. It should be the perfect opportunity to get to know them all a little better. It's customary for the sisters to escort children without paternal supervision around the festival. I'm absolutely sure that you're the perfect sister to do so this year. Try and come up with an idea for the festival soonish, okay? Well, I guess that's easier said than done, what with the board's decision to go forward with your next field study. I know, we're pretty limited on the time we can devote to brainstorming. Well, either way, better to have a few ideas knocking around sooner instead of waiting till last minute. The longer you take, the more of the Vice Principal's angry ranting I'll have to endure. We'll do everything we can. Time has a way of getting away from you, you know. That deadline's gonna be knocking on your door before you realize it. You'll have to work twice as hard as the other students now that they've given the go-ahead for your next field study. The Epstein Foundation's saying they found a vulnerability in their main OS. Might be in ours too, actually. I'll have to take a look and fix it up if I can find it. I've never really mentioned this, but you're pretty amazing with computers, Instructor Makarov. I guess. It's all such a pain, though. I'd really rather not have to do this stuff. Worse yet, it's probably unnecessary since our computers aren't connected to the outside network. Might as well try to avoid anything that could be trouble, though. Hello, Instructor Neidhart. Glad to see you made it back to the Academy. Indeed, all matters relating to the attack on the fortress have been taken care of, so I am free to return. I apologize that I was unable to teach you for such an extended period of time. Don't worry, Instructor Sarah did a fine job of filling in for you. Said so. I'll be sure to thank her later. Not the type to leave debts unpaid, is he? By the way, I heard that Mueller was present for the Board of Directors meeting. Can you imagine that accompanying Prince Olivert is a constant struggle? Perhaps that's just the Vander family's fate. I mean, maybe not. The first Board of Directors meeting went rather well, though I was surprised to hear that they won't be cancelling your field studies. A reckless decision, if you ask me. Just what do they plan on doing should any incidents occur off campus? What do you want? You won't be getting any festival advice from me. It pleases me to see how well Prince Olivert is doing. He was quite the troublemaker during his time at the Academy. I never thought I'd see him holding onto a firm set of ideals and working so hard. It's a pleasant surprise. It's hard to believe that 8 years have passed since he graduated. He's grown up into a fine man indeed. I can't help but be nervous while sending off members of the Board of Directors. Each one is so in demand and their visits are few and far between. Since they're all VIPs, I need to muster up all of my confidence to even say hello. Hello! Phew, just thinking about it is exhausting. Prince Olivert would be intimidating enough on his own, but everyone else on the board is a VIP too. Suppose it's no surprise, given the man who founded the Academy. Oh dear. Beloved Vincent, whatever will you be up to during the festival? Wouldn't it be splendid to use the event to spend some quality time together? I'd love nothing more than to spend the festival snuggled up to my darling Vincent. Perhaps he'll stop by my class to see what we're up to. Oh no. Talk of the festival brings back memories of our play last year. My first appearance on stage could be likened to a breathtakingly beautiful butterfly bursting. So many bees there. Breathtakingly beautiful butterfly bursting forth from its cocoon. So wonderfully charming I was that ladies in the audience had to shut their eyes to resist swooning over me. Some might say that your acting simply put everyone to sleep. You may be unaware, however. What is this feeling of impending doom? His acting last year was truly a sorry sight. One can only hope that our operetta is worlds better. The Academy has been pretty lively lately. You can really tell we're closing in on the festival. I've got my own things to take care of beforehand, but just let me know if you need a hand with anything. The festival only rolls around once a year, so you best make it count. If you've got some festival stuff you need me to take care of, ask away. I'll do what I can to get things done. Thanks, Gyla. Seeing Mother at the meeting convinces me more than ever that she'll never change. But I still can't believe she's been on the board of directors this whole time. Well, the revelation did kind of come out of nowhere. Did you manage to talk to her at all? Technically, yes. She has a way of saying all the things I don't want her to say, though. Lisa. Sorry, don't worry about it. No sense dwelling on the past when we've got plans to make for the festival. I don't want her laughing at me for going on about being independent, and then not being able to make one simple decision. Yeah, you're right. We should figure out our festival plans for now, and maybe some time down the line, I'll actually get to have a proper conversation with my mother. I hope you do. This festival couldn't be more a material gold mine if it were handcrafted by Iris herself. You should have heard the guys and girls arguing about our plans. It got really heated. Thanks for the material, everyone. Aureen, by the way, I'm counting on you to cause some trouble again, too. Blessed be Helios for the creation of the Academy Festival. I'm gonna submit so many stories, the radio station won't know what to do with themselves. Oh, that hurt. Since we have our respective classes to assist, I propose that we do our food stall preparations on our free days. Yeah, we'll meet here at 5 in the morning. Alternatively, how about we don't? Yes. Good comeback, mate. Good to see you getting used to that. Becky's brain remains an enigma to me. I suppose that whimsy is one of her good points. I cannot believe it. Hugo the little ticket can actually... wee ticket. It's just like Hugo the wee ticket can actually make some comebacks now. Always brings a tear to my eye. Becky, something tells me your praise is a little bit facetious. We plan on helping any and all clubs that will be making use of the field for the festival. What could Elisa and Ferris' classes have in store for us? Second years don't have to take part in the festival if they don't want to. They say it's because we're at the point where we're supposed to decide what to do with the rest of our lives. But seriously, this is the only time we get to be students, right? Might as well enjoy it while I can. Simply perfect, Wickham. The festival shall go splendidly if you keep up this pace. Nay. We've pretty much locked down our festival plans over in Class 5. I'm thinking about helping out the riding club instead, though. Mainly because I'd like to put the things I've learned here to use. Seriously, you guys still haven't decided what you'll be doing? You're not gonna have any time to prepare if you don't figure it out soon. I had planned on questioning my brother about the noble faction's intentions while he was here for the board meeting. However, he managed to deftly dodge my queries and avoided anything even remotely resembling an answer. There's definitely something odd going on with them. The noble faction, I mean. I've heard rumors suggesting that they're linked to the terrorists. At any rate, it's our responsibility as nobles to do all we can to understand what's really going on. And our life here at the Academy, particularly our field studies, provides us the perfect opportunity to do so. I agree. Our priority right now should be thinking up something grand we can do for the Academy Festival. With my brother sitting on the board of directors, half-assed ideas just won't cut it. We'll need the idea of the decade here. Something so brilliant, only we would ever conceive of it. Again, don't come up with an idea that's happened before, especially like not last year. You still have a long way to go, Alan. I get that you're focused on the festival right now, but you can't use that as an excuse to slack off. It felt like I was squaring off against a demon just now. I want you to be able to bring me to my knees by the time I graduate. Oh my, you first years have to carry the club once we're gone, after all. Fatal transforms into some kind of monster if you put a sword in her hands. But I won't give up. Not after the promise I made to Bridget. I'll keep training, and improving myself so I can keep that promise. One day, I'll even beat Friedel. Let's see if Patrick softened a little bit. Hello, Schwarzer. I've been hearing rumors that Class 7 still hasn't decided what to do for the festival. Do tell me they're untrue. I wish I could, but they're true. How about your class? Decision already made? You should have expected no less. Not only that, we've started our preparations and even organized a practice schedule. Needless to say, things are proceeding very smoothly for us at the moment. Wow, that's really impressive, especially a month ahead of time. That's not to say I don't have my concerns, however. I come from one of the 4 great houses, meaning that rumors have been spreading about my family and their plans. This exasperated by the fact that I find the rumors believable. My family may well be up to something in secret. Patrick? They're only rumors. At the moment, it is our priority to fulfill our duty to this academy. Which means we need to hurry up and decide upon an idea, understood? Will do. Good luck with whatever your class is up to as well. It is like that sense of like, you can feel, based on his words, it's like, he's not on board with the idea of like what the rumors are based on and stuff like that. It's like, again, Patrick softened. Regardless, our top priority is to fulfill our duty to the academy. Well, your top priority at least. Mine is to defeat Friedel and regain a scrap of my honor. Even landing a single blow would get me motivated for the academy festival. Damn, she's not holding back, is she? Still, the first years are going pretty good. They're holding their own. Sounds like you're under the impression that you won't be joining us. As luck would have it, you're actually up next. Get over here. Guess I should have seen that coming. Fine, let's do this. This is a good chance to finally get in a win against her anyway. Man, summer just flew by. You need to get used to swimming in the cold and fast. Especially since it's going to be like this all the way up until next summer. Swimming in the cold's a great way to get your tolerance up, both physically and mentally. I mean, sure, it all crumbles away if you overdo it and get yourself sick, but still. Like, I like this, like, Laura's like, its standing poses in the water is just so strange. You know, I would have expected that icy winter weather would be a sign for the swimming club to take a break. But nope. Guess we've got to suck it up and carry on some twisted academy tradition. Guess I'd better get used to swimming in the cold so I don't get sick or anything. The swimming club's got a rough winter ahead of it. The long, refreshing swims were fun while they lasted. Guess I better get used to swimming in the cold so I don't get sick or anything. Yes, you should. Today, I'd like you to try the butterfly stroke. Really? Isn't that a little advanced? Don't worry. It takes some getting used to, but I'm sure you'll be able to manage. If you put in the time to practice every day, you'll have it down faster than you think. Butterfly stroke would be agony for me. You have to decide on what we're going to do for the festival soon. I'll see if any ideas come to me while I swim. Laura's as strict as ever when it comes to practice. Can't deny that she makes me want to work even harder, though. The seeds V planted have bloomed into beautiful flowers. I'm so happy for her. It's all because she poured so much love into them. Helping these flowers grow was no easy task, especially with that sudden shower. But her hard work all paid off in the end. These flowers are in bloom and giving off a gentle, calming aroma. Hey, Rain. Speak of the devil, Crow was just talking about you. What's this I hear about you guys struggling with your plans for the Academy Festival? It's embarrassing to say it, but it's true. Well, you've had so much on your plate with field studies. Who can blame you? Start thinking of stuff now that all that's out of the way, though. Good point. But it'd be nice if you could actually lend us a hand and come up with something. And if I did, I'd be denying you youngsters a valuable lesson in independence. How could I live with myself? Sounds like Crow's already made himself at home in Class 7. Sure does. In fact, they're getting along so well that I think he should spend another year with them. Hold on, Jellica. Not seriously hoping to get held back a year, are you? Whatever do to you? That reminds me, actually. What did you all do for last year's festival? You're in different classes, so we all did different things. My class had a little attraction that used some machines I built myself. You certainly showed off your stuff with that, didn't you? Meanwhile, I had the pleasure of playing the leading man in a play we held in the auditorium. Now that was popular. By which I mean all the girls went absolutely crazy for her, and almost tore the auditorium down. Of course, I had to wade through the sea of admirers to get to my top priority, Toa's Class Cat Cafe. Just remembering how impossibly cute she was in her cat outfit sent shivers down my spine. Wow, I didn't know you could weaponize cuteness. But not only did Crow take charge by helping out a bunch of different places, he even organized our performance that closed out the festival. What did a performance together? Yeah, nothing too fancy. Might have been almost as popular as Jellica's play, though, I don't know. Oh, let's not be humble now. It was far and away the most popular event at the festival. The audience was so excited that Toa managed to get over her initial nervousness and get really into it. Yeah. Now I've got to know what this was. Maybe I'll tell you about it some other time. Speaking of Toa, actually, really can't thank you enough for what you did while the trade conference was going on. Guess that applies to Crow too. Don't even want to imagine what would have happened to her if you hadn't stopped the railway guns. Okay, turn off the waterworks. No need to thank me for helping a buddy. Yes, he's right. Besides, it wasn't like we were the only ones involved either. Just glad we were all here safe and sound and can joke around about the festival like this. That's all the thanks I need. Aw, Reen. Even so, thanks, Reen. Good luck on coming up with something. Seconded. If you need us to lend you a hand, just ask. I'll do just that. He's a sweetheart at times, isn't he? Whatever we end up doing for the festival, I'm gonna take a background role and just work my magic behind the scenes. I'm technically still a second year, so if I helped you out too much, it wouldn't exactly be a fair contest, you know? Just hoping you guys managed to figure out something good. I was wondering, like, in terms of Crow and, like, his stance on this situation, it's like, well, they've covered that base again. Well done, Falcon. As usual, Toa is busy with her student council president duties, but it's thanks to Class 7 that she made it back from Crossbell at all. And probably some others. I really can't thank you enough. Like, we'll see that when we get there. We can't thank you enough for helping get Toa back safe and sound. If you need any tech-related help for the festival, you just let me know. It's nowhere near enough to repay the favor, but it's all I can do. Loads of people come to the Academy Festival every year. The students' families, former students, people from Trista, and other folks from even farther away than that. Maybe I'll get to meet some cute girl this year. We're always happy to lend a hand in preparing for the festival. For example, we open up our kitchen so students can make samples of the food they'll be selling during the festival. Oh, that's cool. I'm looking forward to getting a taste of this year's festival food. The cooking club usually has their own festival preparations to do, so we let them use the cafeteria kitchen too. I'm looking forward to getting a taste of this year's festival food. Class 4 plans on opening some kind of cafe for the festival, which I was totally in support of until they decided to use Vivi and me as the twin waitresses. I think I'm too shy to be a waitress. Cafe idea seems great until they brought this up. I'm too shy to even put on the outfit. So me and Linda are gonna be waitresses together. Sure, there's a market for that. Being twin waitresses sounds pretty good. Now I'm really looking forward to the festival. Our class's contribution to the festival is shaping up quite nicely. The interior is going to be pretty unique when it's done. Now I'm really looking forward to it. Hey there. I take it your class is working hard on its attraction for the Academy Festival too. Are you serious? You haven't even decided? That's bad. Like, really bad. Better hurry up and pick something. Yeah. Apparently, the upper classes are doing some really fancy stuff for the Academy Festival. Must be nice to have money to burn on stuff like this. But we're not gonna let their budget show us up, as far as you know. I wonder what the first years are planned for us this year. This should be fun. Should. We second years have done this all before, so we're not required to do anything. Still, It would be a wasted opportunity to not get involved at all. Perhaps I should find some way to lend a hand. It's almost time for the Academy Festival. Not that it matters to me. You're welcome to borrow the kitchen if you need it, but other than that, I'm not getting involved. Festival's for the students to organize, not me. Just let me know if you need to borrow the kitchen. Whenever you want is fine, my schedule's pretty open. What did you think about the outline I gave you, Dorothy? Well, I like the fact that it's focused on boys' adolescence. But unlike my work, which hinges on indulging a lady's fantasies, yours is much more suitable. Artful, even. This is perfect. This is exactly the kind of thing I've always wanted to read. Phew, thank goodness. We're planning on putting together a collection of short stories for the festival next month. First, I was worried about the material the club wanted to include, but I was able to steer them in a better direction. Phew, that's such a relief. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what it would have been like before. I planned out a story for an exclusively female audience, but Emma took it and turned it into something with crossover appeal. She's a great writer, so it makes sense that she was able to strike a balance. Everyone sure is excited for the festival. It apparently gets a lot of visitors from outside the school too. My class has some big plans for the festival, so maybe I should set something up at the club too. What would be good though? Festival setup can be tough for the first years, since they have things to do for their clubs and their class. That just makes it feel even better when the hard work pays off as something great. It might be tough, but it's all worth it. We're planning on doing something for the festival too. Might be hard work for you first years, but nothing good ever comes easy. We're at a disadvantage in both class size and preparation time. Might be a struggle to put something worthwhile together. Ideally, we could think up an idea that only we could pull off. I want whatever we do to be something that shows off Class 7's distinctive qualities. I'll have to think it over during a game of chess. Nobody's gonna want to look at nothing but nature photos. We need some babes in the mix. We're gonna need a bunch of pics of cute girls for the festival. Guess I better get snapping, as long as you got permission. Thanks to you, Rex, we were able to get plenty of great photos. Now I'm feeling pretty confident about our exhibit at the festival this year. The photography club always puts on an exhibit during the festival. Got plenty of good photos this year, so I'm sure it'll turn out great. I ended up in charge of the room design for Class 3's event. I plan to base it on a certain haunted castle, famous for its paranormal phenomena. I do so hope that something excitingly unnatural happens during the festival. That's supposedly intended on running a card game tournament of some sort. I don't even know the rules, though. Sounds like people are talking inside. Okay, next on the agenda is the issue of the food and drink stalls. More specifically, how we ensure hygiene standards across all of them. That's a big one, especially with how many non-academy visitors we'll have. Worse yet, Heinrich and some of the other instructors were saying the stalls should be banned if we can't take care of them. Are they crazy? Couldn't possibly ban food and drink stalls at a festival. That's half the fun right there. In that case, we're really going to need each and every student to understand their responsibilities in regards to hygiene. We've still got about a month, so if we take the initiative early, why don't we discuss this with Instructor Beatrix in the infirmary and work with her? It seems like a good way to do it. Sounds good to me. No objections here. It's settled then. I'm sure if we work together, I think we will be fine. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. She seems really busy. I was hoping to ask her about what Class 7 could do for the festival. But today definitely does not seem like the right time. Maybe tomorrow. The sound of voices can be heard from inside. Sounds like a conference room. Sounds like Tora's really busy in there. I better not disturb her. To think that the chairman of the board of directors here is the famous Prince Olivert. He's supposed to be a fascinating man, so I'd love to see him for myself. It's not as though he's going to come strolling into the library, though. He's so close, but so far away. Wish I could trade places with Bianca at reception just this once. I mean, He's a prince. Just think about how regal and handsome he must be. But I'm the librarian. I can't leave the library just for a peek at royalty. I seem to have developed a reputation as a font of random knowledge, thanks to all of the reading I do. So many classmates have decided that I am in charge of everything related to our event's setting. Our project has something to do with the stars, so maybe we should tie it into mythology somehow. Oh, decided to make a little visit to the academy today, did you? Kind of at a loss as to what our class could do for the festival. Wouldn't have to have any good ideas, would you? Just kidding. We'll figure something out. Probably. Give her milk. She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some, more, another time. Indeed. Right, so we're actually going to end this part here. What's that exclamation? Of course. But yes, we're going to end this part here because we've done the rounds. In the next part, we'll head on out of Thors and probably back to the dorms. So we'll see you then. Ta-ta for now.